You might be familiar with Richard Barnett. So now he is the Arkansas man pictured here, charged with breaking into Speaker Pelosi's office and stealing her mail. So now, as not big of a fan of as I am of Speaker Pelosi, I generally am not a fan of people breaking into her office and stealing her mail. I'm more of a fan of like primarying her and replacing her with a progressive Democrat. That said, he didn't do that. He broke into the Capitol. And imagine if Pelosi had been in the office, he would have actually maybe done physical harm to her. And so this person was arrested, thankfully so, and is being charged with quite a few different charges. And apparently this person is pretty mad now that he is still having to be in jail. Well, now, apparently he threw a tantrum during a virtual court hearing on Thursday. I couldn't find video for it, but he decided to yell at the judges and his lawyers and said that it's just not fair that he is still in jail. Does he have a sad? Is he having a bad day? Is the little insurrectionist having some feelings? Sad. Baby. Now, the New York Times is reporting that from the moment he was taken into custody, he had been trying to get out on bond, and then decided when this was unsuccessful, he decided to go off on the process in front of the Judge Christopher Cooper of Federal District Court in Washington. Appearing by video from jail, Mr. Barnett erupted into anger after Judge Cooper set the next court date in his case for a day in May, shouting that he did not want to remain behind bars for another month. They're dragging this out. They're letting everyone else out, he hollered. Everyone else who did things much worse are already home. I've been here for a month, and they're going to set it for another month, and everybody else is getting out. Here's an idea, buddy. Why don't you take some personal responsibility? You did the crime. You do the time. Kind of how it's supposed to work. Okay. You don't get special dispensation for being a so-called patriot. Maybe he thinks the justice system is only there for black people. I don't know. But my, how the tables have turned on this MAGA chud. It really amazes me how these people still don't get it. Okay. I mean, you had the QAnon shaman saying that he was a hero for protecting muffins, right? Well, what I didn't do anything wrong. In fact, you know what? Let me show you that. That's part of his interview with 60 Minutes, where he was about, he was proud that he was protecting muffins.
My actions on January 6th, how would I describe them? Well, I sang a song. And that's a part of shamanism. It's about creating positive vibrations in a sacred chamber. I also stop people from stealing and vandalizing that sacred space, the Senate. Okay, I actually stopped somebody from stealing muffins out of the break room.
Protector of muffins. Muffin lives matter. Yes, of course. So now here's the thing, right? You've got all sorts of excuses from these people, all right? From these so-called patriots for doing crimes that they, by the way, they would call to shoot members of Black Lives Matter or Antifa if they did the same thing. Now, let's get a couple things straight, right? BLM and Antifa are not stupid enough to walk over into the Capitol, okay, to invade the Capitol building. BLM, they get violent when police, only usually after police get violent first. That's been the majority of cases where there was violence. And the vast majority of the BLM movement, 93%, completely, totally peaceful. So, okay, no comparison, right? And we've seen that. And yet, you've had police that have, I don't know, disappeared people. We've seen that before, picking them up in vans right off the street, dumping them somewhere else, and also going after journalists at some of these rallies. So, yeah. Now, but in the case of the Capitol, these MAGA insurrectionists, we've had police officers shown on video welcoming them in. because, well, yeah, you guys aren't violent. it's the left that's violent. No. What's been shown is that it's the far right that is violent. I mean, the FBI has designated the far right as one of the most, dangerous homegrown terrorist, groups, movements that we've seen. Again, who attacks police, kills police, right? You have these sovereign citizens movements. They are the antagonists. While generally the left tends to defend themselves. And by the way, the whole reason you have Antifa punching Nazis is because Nazis exist. Okay. You have open neo-Nazis walking around, and you have, the Washington Post posting, breakdowns of them, stories of them, at least earlier on, people like Richard Spencer, white nationalists. The dapper white nationalists. He's the changing face of the alt-right. Oh, yes. And then you have morons that say, far right, far left. Can't tell the difference. I don't see any difference. No, there is a difference. It's a rather stark difference if you actually look at factual reality. This man was a violent insurrectionist, and he was doing what he was doing on behalf of the former President Trump. And so he should not get out of jail. If we have people that are denied bail for nonviolent offenses, so possession charges, right? Then why should we let violent extremists out of jail? That doesn't make any sense. If we're up to me, I'd let all the nonviolent, drug offenders out. The people who get caught with an ounce of weed, they don't belong in prison. All right, violent insurrectionists belong in prison. Okay, and finally, the thing that bothers me the most about these people is their indignation. I don't suffer consequences. No. The whole idea that I should suffer any consequences at all, I never. How dare you keep me locked up like a common criminal? I'm not one of those people. Oh, no. You are a criminal. You and your MAGA friends went to the Capitol, effed around, and now you're actually finding out what the justice system's about. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.